Hello friends and welcome to Pathologic Volume 4 Episode 29. Today it is a supersized puzzle and it is a Tasquare. As with all of the supersized puzzles, we have seen this one before. This was one of the very first ones that we covered on the channel, so please go back in the archives and find that if you would like to see more about what this puzzle genre can do or to get oriented. If you just need a quick refresher, of course we got you covered because we are going to take a look once again at the rules.
Tasquare is a shading puzzle in which we are going to be drawing some squares in the grid. The rules are as follows. Shade some cells so that each orthogonally connected area of shaded cells is in the shape of a square, and the remaining unshaded cells form one orthogonally connected area. The word orthogonally in this context means connected by an edge. So you can see in the solution to this example, all of the shaded areas are connected squares. There are no connected areas that are not squares or could be divided into two squares. The squares can't touch. The remaining unshaded squares form a connected area, meaning if you start at any of those cells in this grid, you can trace a path to any of the other cells in the grid. Clued cells cannot be shaded. A clue is a number or a square in the original grid, and they represent the total size of the shaded squares that share an edge with the clue. So that means that this 5, for example, 5 is the sum of the 1 from this square and the 4 from this larger 2x2 square here. If a clue has no number, it must share an edge with at least one shaded square. So examples of that are this square in the top left corner, which, as you can see in the solution, is in fact next to one of the shaded squares, and it's at least one, so that's not a limit. It could potentially have this other neighbor also shaded by that rule alone. Those are all of the rules to Tasquare, so let's get solving.
Today's supersized Tasquare was set by Freddie Hand. Let's try to remember what we know about Tasquare. We know that if we have a situation like this one where we have a single cell square on one of the two sides of this one clue, whichever way we do that, this cell is going to be unshaded because otherwise it's going to connect with whichever one of these has the cell in it. The exact same thing is true in this corner, and this one is actually more interesting to me because of this 3 clue. A 3 clue can't be made up of anything more than singles because the next thing up is 4, next size up. So it needs 3 singles, and none of them can be this one now. So these 3 are all single cell squares. Where can we go next? This 1 now has a single cell right above it. That is given. The 9, how can we make 9? We could do a 1 and 2 4s, theoretically, but there's not enough room around here to have more than 2 items, so this is going to be a single 3x3, and it can't be below the cell. So this is not shaded. This is part of a 3x3 that stretches at least that far, well, exactly that far out, and may contain this region, must contain this region. And the 10 will tell us how that works because it has a 3x3 to the right and needs 1 more. Where can that be? Only here. So the 3x3 is now complete, and let's mark all the cells around it as unshaded. The unshaded cells have to be orthogonally connected, so we need this little region to sneak out there. And this 9 again, can't be 3 things. It can only be 2 things. And so we can't make a 9 with 2 things. We can only make it with 1 thing. A 3 by 3. Where does that fit? Here. It's pretty clearly the only option there. And this can't be shaded, or else we couldn't escape this region. 13 is 9 plus 4, so this is a 2 by 2 above it. And which way does it go? If it went this way, it would touch this 3, and that would be illegal because we'd have more than 3 cells touching it. So this goes that direction. We already talked about what this situation means. 3 has to be 3 singles. Can't go to the west, so it's north, east, and south are all singles. And we've got the southwest corner of the grid complete. This 9 can only be a 3 by 3 because there are only 2 options, and 3 by 3 can only fit over here, and it's done. The 10, the 9 is done. And the 10 clue needs 1 more, and it's going to come right there. We need to get out of this region through this little gap. The 5 is going to be a 4 and a 1 in some orientation. Where can that 4 live? It can't live to the west. And it can't live to the east because of this 1 clue. So it's got to be north that it takes up a 2 by 2 in one direction or the other. And then whichever direction it goes, the other direction down here is going to have a single. One of these 2 will be a single. This 1 clue is now basically in a corner. So whichever one of these is shaded, this one is not shaded. We got a 4 in this corner that can't be anything other than a 2 by 2 because anything smaller than that would be 4 singles, and we don't have room for that. So where can a 2 by 2 live? Only up here. And this 8 needs another 2 by 2. Can't be to the south, so it is to the west, and that's the only place where it can fit. And now we've got a 9 clue. That's going to be our first case of a 9 clue that isn't just a 3 by 3. It's got a 2 by 2. We need another 2 by 2 and a 1 to make up 9. The 2 by 2 can only be above it, not to the west. So that's the 2 by 2, and then there's the 1 to finish it off. This 1 clue will be finished off by that 1. The 5 now is going to be resolved by that because we knew that we needed a 2 by 2 and a single, and the single can only go here now, so the 2 by 2 has to go over here and is complete. This 4 has to be a 2 by 2 and can't go to the south, so it goes to the west. That completes that one and the one above it. This, we've got an unshaded region that gets this far. Great. This 4 in this corner has the same constraint. The 2 by 2 can't go to the west. It has to go to the south. And this needs to slip out to meet the world. The 5 has only 1 spot to put the single that it needs, and it's there. This 8 can only be satisfied by 2 4x4s, and north and east are taken away, so we've got a 2 by 2 to the west and a 2 by 2 to the south, and they are both fully constrained. Our 6 has 4 cells taken up, needs 2 more, and they are going to go here and here because those are the only 2 options left. The 8 needs another 2 by 2, and it can only go to the west, and there's only 1 orientation for that. And let's see, let's do any cleanup we have to on this side. This region needs to go south, so this is not shaded, and it needs to get out of here, so that's not shaded. And this whole area now has to come out here, which needs to come out here. And now that's all that has all escaped. This region over here needs to go through this cell and that cell to escape, and this region needs to come up. Okay, so everything's still looking good here. The 8 needs two 2x2s to make 8, and they are going to be west and east. East is easy, and west has to be these two. Could go north or south, except this 4 is done now. So the 2x2 goes south, and this is complete. The 1 is now complete. Only one option for that. Only 2 options left for the 2. So those are both done. The 8 needs 2 2x2s, one to the north and one to the west is the only way we can do that. The 5 needs one more to finish itself up. Before we do the last corner up here, let's make sure everything is connected. This region is all connected, needs to go through this cell to get out. And now everything has hooked up to this point. This little region needs to come out. Everything that we have dotted is now connected. And it's just down to this domino. And this one clue needs a neighbor. So this will be shaded, this will be unshaded. And that is how we solve a Tasquare.